Hello.
Hello, Alma. Don't have any other attendees at the moment.
Good to go?
Yeah, how's that audio sound?
It's fine. Are you playing any videos today?
Not sure. Got to decide. I don't. Okay. So where's the computer sound? Oh, until I share screen. Can't play with computer sound. Share computer sound. Stop share. Yeah, I don't have a huge plan for today.
Okay.
It's just an update. I mean, yeah. Anyway, 11:55.
Just see if people...
Here's Owen.
Oh, cool.
It's coming on. So I created a Facebook event, so whether people might remind. Kia ora, Owen. Thanks, brother. It looks like you just jumped the fence and rushed into the rushed into the house.
Hey, mate, I'm here.
Yeah, you look like you just jumped the fence and rushed into the house for 11:55. Hey, did you turn the quad bike off? I think it's still running.
If you were watching me, it's pretty scary, man. I've just motored in from the back of the farm. I've motored in, but I'm here. And I haven't even got a good background.
You don't need that. I mean, are you using your mobile?
I am, yeah.
How's your service just outside a little bit? I wonder if it's not too bright on one of the areas. You sort of sit out there, or it gets really loud, does it, with all the sort of birds and nature? No? Yeah.
It's all noisy, mate. It's
noisy. Farm noisy. All right. Yeah, well, I haven't pushed live to Facebook yet. I've got about 4 minutes.
Okay, yep.
We can just discuss a little bit of what we should
that's good. Yeah.
talk about.
Yep.
I think it's this first one, because we're going to record it and that we can use it later as a playback. It's probably just an explainer, a little more in person, because, you know, what some of the rewards are, the game itself, how the learning. I guess that's probably about it. And then some of your, what's your kōrero around, you know, is this a good resource to make, and different people, you know, and, you know, all of us can just share, and we'll share that me and you had sort of talked about this for a while, and hoping that this can be the start. Does that sound like a good talking points for today anyway, Monday? I think by Wednesday or Thursday, we might have some more people jump on. We'll have some more feedback on the channels.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's a good start. Can they watch this even though they didn't see it live?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I sort of want to post it later and even cut it up a little as a bit of our daily update.
Yep.
I might start the first part as the sort of update, how we're tracking. 2 backers, $51. I think it's fine. It is.
We're on the way.
You know, we launched last night. So, and as we watch these videos back, we'll see the progression, hopefully. Yeah, that looks good. That's a nice backdrop.
Yep, cool.
The fact of what we're doing. And some of the press releases we're just tutoing with. I'll turn you off, Alma, so they don't see your name across the whole globe. What do I do? How do I do that? Gee, I better get better at doing that.
Yeah, I'm finding my way too.
Chat, promote to panelists, rename, remove. Gee, I don't know what to do. Alma, I'm going to remove you, but I hope it just removes you from... No, that's going to remove you as my participant.
That's okay. I can hop back on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hop back on. I don't know how to sort of allow your chat.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I can disable talking. There you go, Alma. There's a little 3 button on your picture. So that's all good. It's 12:099. I'll give Owen a moment. He's even got his little tripod.
Yep. Hey, yep. Jeepers.
Hey, this might become a thing, Owen, where you get good at a sort of a some sort of live Zoom
Yeah, I
panelist
do a lot
chat.
live.
Yeah, but sort of a chat, an interactive way with panelists, and even just allowing people to jump on, allow them to chat like Alma just then.
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to push the buttons to make it go
Yep, sure.
to Facebook now. Good point. How do I do that? Live on Facebook. There we go. And we're off.
We're off. Choice.
Share on a page you manage. I'll do it on my Gene Swainson because there's just more people like it than the Hyperlife. It should automatically share to Hyperlife and all my other channels. So here we go. Next. Preparing. Oh, that looks brilliant, brother.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that it? Your virtual green screen background looks real, bro.
It's a real one. Yeah.
Yeah, your virtual background's awesome.
What's yours?
Hey, it's real. What do you mean?
It's my role in this, isn't it?
Yes, it is absolutely true.
Yeah.
So we got preview, add a title, say something. Okay, I'm going to put Hyperlife update Monday 31st August 2020 Hyperlife Kickstarter update. Here we go. Tags. Ooh. They wanted me to make sure I trees that count, that I get their Facebook page in there. What is their Facebook page? I don't even know if I've got to like their page.
Helps, eh?
I know. How could I not do that?
You get it all the time. You know, the old, I love what you do, man. Yeah. Don't even follow you.
Yeah. Okay. Trees that counts there. So how can I tag them in tags? Let's try. At trees. I don't know why they're not showing up. Trees that count. Share to more groups. Okay, I'm going to go go live. Here we go. So it's just half an hour or even a bit shorter. You know, today's not as much.
That's good.
Well, hi everyone. Cam here from the Gene Swainson Foundation. Welcome to our first live update of our Kickstarter, our Hyperlife Kickstarter campaign. So today is the August 31, 2020. We launched last night, and I've got Owen with me, Owen Boynton. Kia ora, Owen.
Kia ora, guys.
We'll get into a little bit of why Owen's here and sort of a little bit of background on the project because it's new. I thought we'd take this moment to sort of explain it a bit, not just the reward and pledging side of the Kickstarter, but also actually the game that we'd love to make. But just a quick update. Yes, we launched last night, so we have 2 backers, and it's at $51. So that's the start. We have our first goal of 60,000. If we can get that, then we can make this game and the early versions of the game, and the website has what that looks like. And then we have a few stretch goals that we really hope to reach. And if we can reach them, then we can just make it more in depth, a more longer experience. The players will learn a lot more and things like that. And I'll bring Owen in a second, but essentially the whole project that we have here, I'll bring up our Hyperlife page. I'll share that. And So I'm sure you guys could see it. So here's our Hyperlife page, and a lot of different information there. And the whole project or game is a nature-based game. The purpose is to teach the next generation, sort of the children, around the importance of living sustainably, looking after the environment, reforestation, a whole range of those important areas. Other areas will be around and just learning trees and plants, different native species here in New Zealand, even some of the wild food that you could gather, and identifying the flora and fauna. We'll touch on some of the predators and that have been introduced, and definitely the birds. Being Aotearoa, New Zealand, we're very big bird sanctuary or bird environment. So that's really the learning. And what we want to do is tie it in with the curriculum, especially around science. There's a lot of areas there, science, but also social studies around that as well. By tying it in with the curriculum, we can help make sure the teachers will want to use this in the schools. So it's a digital learning resource, but we have the gamified added value of it, which is around the reward system. So gamification of learning is becoming quite popular now. It's been around probably for a while, actually. You know, even back in the ancient times, they made games to learn, but now we're using it in digital space to continue that, and it's becoming more and more popular, more and more widely used as the students and them are getting more access to devices and internet, and especially with sort of COVID pandemic going around the world, and that a lot of the world has had to go remote with their learning, and that's where EdTech or educational technology, as well as gamified EdTech, is starting to really become a prominent place. And you know, we just want to, I'm a dad of 3 children, and I just wanted to be part of that learning and really make sure we've got some Aotearoa and New Zealand content coming through. There's a lot of overseas educational resources. So that's what's prompted what we've done as a foundation over the last few years, and that we've already made, but also what's kicking into this here. So I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll bring Owen back into the kōrero. I met Owen a couple of years ago, and we'd sort of talked about trying to find new ways to get kids and rangatahi around New Zealand engaged in sort of the work he does, and how we could do that if you can't always travel to where he's located. And so this game has sort of come out of that idea. It's been around for a little while, but morena, Owen, or no, afternoon just. So yeah, do you want to just explain a bit of your environmentalist side? I guess some may know you from your other work and that, but that's always been a part of it. But yeah, what's your interest in this whole thing that we've been doing?
Yeah, sure. Kia ora for that, Kim. My interest in the outdoors and the wild goes right back to when I was just a young child. I found my passions lay within natural environs, unblemished by man places. You know, there's always an adventure in it, and always something for me to see the intricacies and more details of things that I'd never really delved into before, and that's in our wildlife. So for me growing up, it was a big part of what made me happy. And from there, I always sort of aspired to be able to connect that with our rangatahi, our children and our students today. And I didn't really have the tools to go that one step further. So there's one to be able to have knowledge in what you're into, but it's been able to pass that on. And this is a great opportunity for me with Cam and Dean Swanson Foundation to be able to, teach our children such important things of what provides basically for us, and that's the earth and the natural world.
Awesome. And so you have done a little bit, hey, with a few different schools and Trees That Count, and I'll definitely bring them in shortly. But yeah, what sort of activities have you done with kids, and what's been the response from children? What are they? I'm sure they naturally quite like it.
Yeah, I find that just the outdoors has that a degree of adventure, you know, and when you give children, especially these days where technology has sort of seemed to take away a lot of the things that being in the outdoors and getting out there, it's sort of taken away that aspect of it. So in this positive movement here, for me, is actually being able to utilize that new technology so that they can enjoy and learn new knowledge of the things that I find so important to us. And then in turn, once they have that knowledge, be able to utilize it themselves out there. So yeah. For me, I've worked with schools, primary schools, looking after wetlands that farmers have allowed the schools to, I suppose, take care of. That's replanting native species, saplings, and recreating habitat for our manu, our birds, and in the same time teaching of environmental factors and predators along the way, because that all encompasses into one big circle as to restoring what we once had. Yeah, so I've taken youth into the wild, and that's more on adventure basis, learning about survival, and again, that's the ngahere, that's the bush that provided that for us. It provided us the sustenance, it provided us shelter, provided us warmth once upon a time. And teaching these things is teaching a bit of tradition, but also it builds that knowledge for our children and our students to be able to venture out there themselves. And that's really important.
Eve, and this is called Te Motu Wetland.
Yeah, I'm just sharing a little video while you kōrero around that you shared with me. Hope this one's okay to show. Yeah,
no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, just explain what you did with the whangara school there and Trees That Count.
So that was predominantly Trees That Count, that sponsored by funding in finding the trees for the wetland that you see here, which is Kutamutu. That's a primary school on the east coast of Aotearoa. My daughter attends that one. And basically what they've done is, the initiative there was utilising land that wasn't really worthy of farming. It was a big swampy, and once upon a time would have been a wetland. The farmers given permission for the school to, as you can see here, plant native species and trees, and basically restore it back to a wetland. It's a win-win situation. The farmers are doing good things and bringing a bit of positivity into their business. And at the same time, the children are being interactive with their hands and learning about the native flora, and restoring new habitat for our native species, such as our birds. And that's a big thing these days. People are wanting to become part of this, but they just don't know where to start. And we're hopefully, with this tool here and with this game that we're creating, helping with that knowledge there.
Yeah, no, it's great work what you've done there, and then Trees That Count, and then one of our partners, for anyone watching here, we wanted to, we didn't just want to make a game and come on to Kickstarter and ask for donations from people, which is basically donating to help us plant a virtual tree into our game. But I wanted to, just trying to share my screen again, wanted to also plant it in real life. It felt a bit weird to ask for donations to plant trees in the virtual world, to teach about how important it is to reforest areas and all of that, without actually doing that at the, I guess it's following what we speak, or, do what we say type thing. So that's where we've organized any of our pledges that are above $50. So we have a few that are smaller at $7, $15, $20, and $30, but any pledges that are over $50 all get some trees planted in real life. Now, we're not tree planter experts. We don't know which native trees need to go where. We don't know how to source them, all of that. So we partnered with Trees That Count, so that the money specifically goes to planting a tree each time for the donations. And what happens is, anyone who does a $50 or more, you get an email of your exact account, and you get to nominate which of the areas. So I'll bring Trees That Count up and just show what the people pledging can do when you go to register. This is their website, treesthatcount.co.nz. They've been around quite a few years, and it's just amazing. I encourage anyone to have a little look around their site, watch the videos. See total tree count since 2016, 31 million native trees too. They're very big on native trees. So that's an amazing feat. And it's an amazing site because it can really just track what you're doing and give you feedback. So let's pretend we're going to gift a tree fund a native tree. And I'll just show you, you can choose, you know, say one area, where do you want them planted? So when your pledges come through after we finish this campaign, you get the choice of all these areas: Auckland, Bay, Fleming, Canterbury. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 areas. 16 areas in New Zealand. You get to choose. You get to choose where it is, and I've just chosen Northland. You get to choose what's displayed on the website, and there's a bit more information. Then you click next, and then you can submit away and buy. So we'll do all this sort of on your behalf, but you'll get an email and you'll get an account and you'll get to choose this, and they'll set it up for you. And it was amazing. I got an email straight away just saying, thank you for the donation. So our foundation has an account there, and any businesses, organizations, if they pledge to our Kickstarter campaign and they do it under their business organization, they get what's called a funder account. So let's explore funder leaderboard. So you get listed here, your organization gets listed here as a funder, and people can see how much you gave and where the project is. So if I type in Gene Swenson Foundation, searching. So there we are. We donated 10, and if I click on it, you can see where they are. And so there's my running total. So over the next few years, I hope to make that a lot bigger. But here, 9 of my trees were planted at the Tukituki Valley Restoration Project, and one of them was planted at the Illawala 2020. So I could click on those. You can get updates, see how those are going. So it's really trackable. You can see where your donation pledge and your actual trees are going. I chose Hawke's Bay, where our organisation is based. So yeah, just wanted to take a moment and explain that side of what we're doing. And thank you, Owen, because you've been a big connection there to let us know about who they were, and amazing. And so we're so excited to be able to partner with them, and that's real world. And we've got this wording going on called game lovers join with tree lovers to make a difference. So, and you know, me and you represent those two worlds somewhat. I look at me and my virtual background, digital, technical sort of game in office environment. And I was just going to comment, your green screen is amazing, Owen. I don't know how you get it look so real.
It's all real here, my man.
And it's beautiful. You're the real world connection to, you know, to what we're doing. And that's what makes this whole project maybe a little bit unique. I'm sure the technology and environmental efforts have joined before, but you know, here in New Zealand in this way, and we're just really excited about the project, and we'll see what might come of it. Over these updates, everyone out there, every lunchtime every day, we're going to try and do about half an hour update of how things are going with the project, and any questions and quiz, and any questions people have out there, and give you more and more update on the game. And we'll have some guest speakers to come on, like Owen today. Thank you for coming on today, brother. And we'll have a few other different guest speakers just to talk about, you know, a whole range of stuff over the next 14 days. So we've got 14 days to go. So typically 14, we'll finish our Kickstarter campaign, and we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, have you got anything else to share? Or
I just want to say to all those watching and starting to support us by just viewing this, that I really appreciate it. This is a big thing for us. It's a bit of a heartfelt thing, you know, where we're producing something that is for the next generation. And we know that we can't do better than hand on that knowledge. So thank you so much. Thank you for all those that pledge a little and pledge a lot. It means a lot for me as well. So let's start creating some new habitats for our native species, and let's create some awesome content for our rangatahi, for our youth these days.
No, and I can talk with that. Just thank you. Even just sharing is an amazing way to help us, because when you share it on your social media and that, then it just gets the word out there. So yes, thank you all, and we'll catch you all tomorrow midday. All right. Ka kite, Owen. Ka kite, everyone. Ka kite.